Alright, this video is going to be talking about Atem software control. So, a couple things have to happen for you to be able to do Atem software control. You got to go download Atem software control from Blackmagic. Now, unfortunately, that process is a little bit weird. When you do Atem software control, you have to go in and get the software control from the switcher file and then bring it out. You can watch a video on how to grab Atem software control. It is free, it's just sometimes you got to download a bigger file for it to make any sense. Now, I'm also going to be connected to the LW AV network. Now, wirelessly, I could do that in the broadcast room or the Yoakum room or anywhere else where we have a wireless access point. Right now it's just those two places. But you can also connect directly if you know that the Ethernet jack runs to the control ports on a switch. So either one, as long as you're on the control network, which is what these wireless AV ones are. Then all I need to do is open up Atem software control. So here on a Mac, I'm going to open it up using a keyboard shortcut. I'm going to go to Atem software control and load this thing up. Right off the bat, it already launched in. And if you see this screen, you are connected to the switcher. This is the physical switcher inside of the broadcast room. And I could connect to this all the way from the Yoakum if I wanted to. And when I hit cam 1, cam 2, cam 3, I'm changing the program feed just like I would have. That's what's changing what's going on in the air. Over here, I've got the downstream tie. Downstream key tie. This is all the graphics that would come from the iMac. If I wanted those off, it would be off. Now, I can't see a multi-view, and I can't see the program feed from this. It's only the controls. So while I could bring this down to the other room, if I wanted to try to mix something from the Yoakum using the switcher here, I'd have to get the multi-view down there as well by sending it over the fiber optic network or sending the program feed. But the multi-view would be enough. There's a lot of different ways you could try to mess with that kind of thing, but we're not going to deal with that right now. So there are some tabs down here, and these tabs are we're going to show you, show you what's going on from a switcher standpoint. At the bottom, we've got a switcher tab. There's a media tab where you can drag a file in, which will load into the media players on here. There's an audio tab, which will give you all the audio control that you need, including being able to do things like click into the equalizer or the dynamics control for an individual channel. And you've also got camera control in here. So right now, if you're connected with a Blackmagic camera, and it has both a feed that brings the feed in and something that controls going back out, you can click on the camera and then you can make adjustments to lift, gamma, and gain. Lift being the darkest parts, gamma being the mid parts, gain being the high parts. And down at the bottom, this little wheel here, if you grabbed and turned it, it would make it brighter or darker in the midtones or whatever you wanted. You could adjust some color correction. If you hold down shift when you're touching this thing right here, this is like opening up the iris or the f-stop on the lens. You can do that. And on some lenses that have autofocus, you can even hit the button down here that says autofocus, and that one will help you. If the lens is capable of doing that, you'll be able to focus with it. You can choose cameras up at the top as well, and there are extra spots inside of here. You can see keys and fills have information. But if it's not a Blackmagic camera and you just have an SDI feed connected to it, it won't give you camera control at all. The media, when you want to show something in the media tab, you drag it from where it is over to one of these two slots, which are the two media players. And when you're in the switcher tab, you can choose media player 1 or media player 2 to be on the air to show those graphics. Over on the right side, you've got palettes, media, hyperdeck, output, and then underneath there's a whole lot of controls. All these are capable of being controlled by the switcher itself, but when you're clicking on these things, you're going to find settings for things like the upstream key. You can make it a luma, a chroma key. You've got super source options. You've got flying key options. You can choose pre-multiplied or unmultiplied keys or to mess around with the way that these things work, or you can close those tabs up. So right now we've got all those keys open. I'm going to close them down for right now. You can see we got a transition thing here and some downstream key options in here as well, and what the fade to black button will actually do. So color generators, all kinds of stuff is controllable by Atem software control, but you got to be connected to the control network either wirelessly or connected to one of the Ethernet jacks that goes all the way back to the switch and plugs into the control network.